praying for the dead is useless. I don't know why Catholics do this. Have you ever heard someone say that? Maybe you thought it yourself, but if you've ever wondered whether prayer stops at the grave, then this episode is for you. Because the Bible and the faith of the church are crystal clear, love doesn't end at death, and neither should prayer. Let's break it all down. The first thing, God does not forget the dead. The scripture says love is as strong as death. Song of Songs 8:6. If love can pass through the grave, why would prayer stop there? Jesus himself tells us God is not God of the dead, but of the living, which is Mark 12:27. So when Catholics pray for their loved ones, we're not talking to shadows. We're praying for souls who are still alive in God. The second thing is the Bible shows prayer for the dead. Don't believe me? Let's go to the word. 2 Maccabees 12:44 through 46. Judas Maccabeus prayed for fallen soldiers so they might be loosed from their sins. Scripture calls this a holy and pious thought. In Job 1:5, Job offered sacrifices for his children in case they had sinned. Intercession didn't end at death. In Job 19:25 through 27, Job cries out, I know that my Redeemer lives, and after my skin has been destroyed, ye in my flesh, I shall see God. He already believed in hope beyond the grave. In 2 Timothy 1:16-18, Paul prays for one Cyprus who had already died, asking God to grant him mercy on that day. So no, prayer for the dead is not a Catholic superstition. It's biblical faith in action. Number 3 is purgatory, the why of our prayer. Now, Revelation 21 through 27 says nothing unclean will enter heaven. But here's the question, who dies completely pure? Most of us leave this world with love in our hearts, but still, we're scarred by weakness. And that's where God's mercy steps in with purification, what the church calls purgatory. It's not eternal punishment, it's cleansing fire. And as Paul writes in 1 Corinthians 3:15, we are saved, but only as through fire. And here's the good news. Our prayers, masses, and sacrifices help those souls through this purification, just like Moses lifting his arms for Israel. In Exodus 17:11 through 13, our prayers give strength to those making their final journey into the light of God. How's your coffee? It's good this morning. Number 4, the early church never stopped. And that is something that we all must understand. From the very beginning, Christians prayed for the departed. In fact, tombs for the earliest centuries are inscribed with the words, pray for me. Even St. Augustine prayed for his mother, St. Monica, because she begged him, lay this body anywhere, but remember me at the altar of the Lord. For over 2,000 years, Catholics have prayed for the dead. Not because God is deaf, but because God is love, and love prays even when the grave is sealed. Number 5, let's all talk about All Souls Day, which is love in action. On All Souls Day, Catholics visit graves, we clean them, we leave flowers, and whisper prayers. Some people think it's just culture, but it's actually faith made visible. It truly echoes what the women did when Jesus was laid in the tomb. In Luke 23:55 through 56 and in Mark 16:1, they prepared his resting place, honored his body, loved him even in death. They didn't know Easter morning was coming, but they still acted in faith. And that's exactly what Catholics do when we honor our dead. We declare that death is not the end. And one day, resurrection morning will break. As Jesus says in John 5:28 through 29, every grave will be opened and the dead will rise. So why do Catholics pray for the dead? Because love is stronger than death. Because scripture shows it. Because heaven demands purity. Because the church from the beginning has never stopped. When a Catholic kneels to pray for the dead, it's not wasted words. It's joining the stream of scripture, tradition, and divine love. So next time you whisper a prayer for someone who's passed, remember your words, echo the faith of Job and the prayer of Paul, the sacrifice of Judas, Maccabees, and the tears of St. Monica. Heaven hears the dead are helped, and God is glorified. Now, if this teaching opened your eyes, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear the truth about prayer for the dead. Because in the end, praying for the dead is not useless. It's love in action, and love never dies. Thank you again for joining me today. God bless you, and we'll see you in the next one.